Annie Adair. I am the chair of the Young Trustee Nominating Committee. So the Board of Trustees is kind of like the chief governing body of the university. They're the ones who are making all of the big final decisions. So in a lot of cases, they'll get proposals, and they're the one who approve big buildings, and they'll approve larger programs that oversee the entire university. To provide a young perspective when you're having these conversations, so that maybe in a situation comes up where they're talking about construction and the impact that it has on students. Somebody who was on campus last year can say, like, hey, this is what we're thinking, this is what the students feel. But given that, it's very different from the DSG president, and then they're not an advocate. I mean, they're not supposed to advocate for certain things. They're not fighting for certain things. They're there to be just exactly that, a full trustee, interact with the other trustees, be a board member, think about the university critically, but also, bring in that fresher perspective when it's applicable. And the first one is a broad thinker, that they can kind of think about the university in a broad sense, what Duke's role is in society, what Duke means to its community, to its students, to its faculty and staff. And then the next one would be that they understand, kind of building off that they understand the role of Duke in society. How does the law school impact society? How does the undergraduate experience impact society? How does the medical center, really important, how do they impact Duke and its role, and how are they shaping that? And the third one would be that they're independent and collegial, and this is a really big one. And that's that they are willing, and it's especially daunting for the young trustees, that they're willing in a boardroom to stand up and kind of say their opinion, that they're not going to be scared by the fact that they have so many successful people surrounding them. But that despite that they can disagree with people, but also maintain kind of friendly and collegial relationships, that they're not going to ostracize people, that they're not going to get in fights with people and never be able to talk to certain trustees again. That's incredibly important, to be able to build those relationships, and networking is a huge part of it. That's to be able to connect with those people and feel like they're really a part of the Board of Trustees, and the Board of Trustees are all friends with each other. They definitely really enjoy the young trustees and like to get to know them. And then the fourth one would definitely be that they are a representative of Duke and what it embodies. You don't want somebody on the Board of Trustees who doesn't represent what Duke represents. And so that's something that we really thought about, and do the traits that these finalists have they embodied throughout their experiences at Duke, and what do they how does that connect to like the different traits that Duke likes to be envisioned as? And I think that's definitely very true, especially for these three. Our three finalists this year are Wills Rooney, Jamal Edwards, and Max Schreiber. All three of them would take on the board in distinctly different ways, just because they bring such a different different group of experiences from the Duke community. Wills, he's a varsity athlete. He's really involved in the Catholic Center. You have Jamal, who's the former president of the Black Student Alliance, and he's a Robertson Scholar. And you have Max, who's the Interfraternity Council president, and he used to be involved in the DSG judiciary, and kind of using those experiences, I really think that each of them could bring something different but equally meaningful to the Board of Trustees. All three of the candidates' websites are linked underneath this video, but I would definitely recommend that you go on there and kind of look through their websites, see what they have to say, read about their experiences that they've had at Duke. Voting this year starts at noon on Tuesday, February 9th, and it goes all the way until noon on Wednesday, February 10th. It's an instant runoff voting system, so you are going to rank them, and you can rank 1, 2, 3. You have to rank all three choices, or else your vote's not going to be able to go through. And definitely, think critically about each candidate and how you think they would behave as the young trustee, and what you think they could bring to the table in the boardroom.